Today I'm going to make a coffee table. We've been wanting a new coffee table for a while. This is our current coffee table. It is an IKEA lac table. You know the ones, they're like $15. We've had this one for many years. It has definitely served its purpose with us, but there's a couple reasons why we want to replace it. One, just stylistically, I'd like something a little bit nicer, a little bit more substantial. It's very light. The top of this table is also getting quite a few nicks in it at this point, so it's getting a little bit worn looking. And three, we just procreated recently and we now have a child who will be in motion within the next several months, and this table has very, very sharp corners, so if we can get something a little bit more rounded off, that will be that much safer. Of course, I looked into buying a coffee table, but there's not a ton of options that ship to where we live. IKEA, for example, is not something that we can get here, and while I would love to support, you know, nicer furniture companies, independent furniture companies, Canadian furniture companies, it's just not in our budget right now. So I got to thinking about how we could make a coffee table, and I remembered that we had this in our shed. This is a tabletop that Nathan, my partner, got secondhand. It is in okay shape. It definitely needs a good sanding, and it's just a big substantial piece of wood. It's round. On the back it does have this square framing on it, but that's just screwed on and I'm going to take it off. I'm gonna paint this using paint that I already have. Ideally I would probably spray paint it for a smoother finish, but I don't have spray paint and I have regular paint, so I'm just gonna use what I have. It's fine. I don't mind some brush strokes. And then for the coffee table legs, I'll give you 3 seconds to guess what kind of legs I purchased. I'll give you one clue. I'm a millennial. Hairpin legs. These are really easy to find online. Everyone loves this style. I love this style. It's just really simple, and they were easy to get for, I think, I don't know, 45 bucks for a set of 4. So I will be affixing these to my finished tabletop, and voila, a coffee table I will have. I almost didn't bother filming this as a video because part of me thought it's too easy. I already have the tabletop and the legs and I'm kind of just putting them together. But this is how I get ideas for things that I can DIY, things I can make myself. You know, it might trigger something in your brain. You might have a table, you know, in storage where you don't like the top of it or you don't like the legs of it, but you haven't thought of taking them apart and switching one piece out, which is essentially what I'm doing here. So in case this sparks an idea for someone, I thought it was worth doing. So my first step is going to be to sand this tabletop, and then I will paint it, and then I will screw the legs onto it, and then it'll be done and I'll have a new coffee table just like that. Let's go. Welcome to my backyard. It's incredibly hot today in Newfoundland and there are swarms of bugs. It's basically a hellscape, but we're doing this. Sander, sandpaper, 150 grit. I'm gonna sand this. Considered a power tool?
Sure.
Ah! If I were watching this, all of the bugs buzzing around me would stress me out. I hope they don't show up on camera. Oh my god, these flies. I'm painting inside. Now, I probably should prime this. My primer is really old. Does paint go bad? I don't know. The inside of this paint looks very not good, and it's like several years old. So not going to use that. I have enough of my grade paint to do several coats. It's fine. The paint I'm using is just a gray that I had on hand from other projects. It's Benjamin Moore Gullwing Gray, if anyone is interested. And we paint. One coat of paint done on the front, side, and back of the table. I'm going to leave it at one coat on the back, which is actually the underside, and attach the legs now. Seagulls. This table happens to have some pre-existing holes drilled that I know were drilled sort of perfectly square from the center, so I'm just using those as a reference point to place the legs. I have 2 placed so far, and I'm just eyeballing this. I mean, I guess you could get a ruler out and do math. I am not doing that. Yay! It's a table. Okay, now I just need to do the last, hopefully last coat of paint on the top and the sides. It may need more coats. We'll see. Here is the finished table in its final resting spot in the living room. You might hear the baby playing a bit in the background, but I think this turned out super well. Fits really well, fits the budget really well, and it all worked out. So thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.